your live there.
Settings right there.
I got it. You just did that.
I don't think anyone's in yet. I don't know how YouTube works.
Okay.
So here we go.
Places.
All right. Awesome. See, I don't think YouTube is showing if anybody's on there. I don't know. If you're joining us on YouTube, put in the chat where you're from. And then same on TikTok. If you're joining in, put in the chat where you're from. I see one little handsome face down there in TikTok. So, Kessler.
Aww.
And Keaty.
Kitty.
So,
My little Kitty.
mm-hmm. Anyways,
Supposed to be at work.
we've got, maybe, he just jumped off. So we've got the State of the Union address tonight at 9 p.m. But as promised, ours is going to be much more lively, much more informative, no politics, and actually tell you what is going to matter most. And that is like what affects your home's value and your actual wallet instead of hearing it from Washington.
Also, we're localizing this too to where we live. So
Yeah, so we're in the CSRA. So if you're not from our area, that is the Central Savannah River area. And it is the area that encompasses Augusta, Georgia, and Aiken, South Carolina. So South Carolina and Georgia both encompasses the CSRA. So
yes. So give us the state of the market.
Yeah, so here is what a lot of people want to know, and right now I meant to count before we got on here. We've got about 30 properties under contract right now in real estate, and we keep in between 30 and 50 properties under contract at any given time, really, and I believe we've got about 40 listings or so, something like that. So we've got a lot of listings, and then we've got about a dozen more listings coming on the market in the next, I don't know, month or so. And so we've got a lot of real estate. We go through a lot of stuff whenever we deal with real estate. And so if it can happen, it's probably happened to me in real estate. And so yes, our market is Aiken and Augusta, the CSRA, but I talk to other agents all across the country every single day of the week. So I've got my finger on the pulse of what's going on. But tonight we're going to talk about Aiken and North Augusta and Augusta, what's happening here. So we did see an uptick. And this is my bride, Hope. I am Joe Seaman. I'm the team leader at the J Properties Group. This is my bride, Hope. She does not have a real estate license.
No.
However, she is in the thick of it. Like, she hears everything from everything that I talk about, everything that our transaction coordinator and admin talks about. She deals with a lot. She deals with a photographer. She deals with a lot of people. But anyways, it's fun to get Hope's perspective on what goes on because she has so much more of an even keel than I do. And hello everyone joining us on YouTube and TikTok. But as you're joining, put in the chat where you're joining from. But so it's always interesting when we get together because I'm just like in it talking to buyers, sellers, lenders, attorneys, things like that. And then when Hope gets the download from everybody, from Sherry, our admin, and TC, and all that, we have different conversations. Lake Forest, California. Love it. I wish I was out there. And Williston Country Club, South Carolina. Nice, right down the road. But it's always fun to get your perspective.
Is it really fun?
It really is fun to get Hope's perspective on what is going on in the real estate world. And so,
Because my perspective is a lot more like I'm just going to be honest. Agents are always going to gloss over situations because that is the way it is. And for me, sometimes I'm like, Joe, I can hear those clients on the phone, and I'm like, I will never be a real estate agent because there's no way I would be able to handle, tolerate, and
Yeah.
not like go off the handle for some of the deals, some of the things that kind of come up in real estate.
it was fun to
Way
get
too-
Hope's reaction when I was getting chewed out on the phone Sunday.
that
And I was
it.
just being nice and professional and told her I was sorry she felt that way and all this and that. And
What
then,
I want to know is how come when you and I start fussing at you, you don't handle it like you did when that customer was
this
on
is
the
state
phone.
of the real estate market. So
That's what I really want to know.
yeah, this is state of the real estate market. So
'Cause I thought to myself, wow, he's handling that so well. I would have went for her jugular.
I wasn't in the mood. So I was just in the mood to be nice. But I will tell you, like here locally in the CSRA,
Virginia.
Augusta, Georgia, and Aiken, South Carolina, we're in just a kind of
I say we're in a pocket.
we're in a pocket, but we're in nothing's like moving super, super quick and nothing's like just hanging. Like we do have some properties on the market, but it's in brackets, so it's in price points. I will tell you if you got and our median price here in the CSRA, our median price is about $280,000. So it's much different than California and
probably
Virginia and Suffolk, Virginia. It's probably much different the median price here than it is where you're at. But I will tell you, if you've got a property from 200,000 to 250,000, it is probably not going to stay on the market very long. To where if you get over $500,000 or $600,000, you're going to probably sit on the market for a little while here locally, because that's just, we don't have a ton of $1 million buyers. We've got several $1 million homes that are on the market, have been listed for 6-7 months. 6 or 7 months.
Oh my gosh.
And,
I hate that. Oh my Lord.
And they're not getting a lot of attention. They're not getting a lot of showings because that bracket, that price point is just not getting a ton of activity. It will come back around. Like everything that goes down comes up, everything that goes up comes down. So it will come back around at some point. But I will tell you that our price, so like the price that you list for, sold to list ratio is what it's called. I had a little note here, sold to list ratio is still very high for our area. I know a lot of areas that I talk to other agents in, they're getting like 90% sold to list. We're still at 99.1% sold to list ratio. So that means if your house is listed for 400,000, then you're still getting pretty close to 400,000 asking price on the offer. And so that's the sold to list. And Hope glosses over whenever I start giving like real estate data and stuff like that. Like I thrive on it. I love it. But Hope starts glossing over whenever I start talking about that. But the sold to list ratio is still very tight here. And right now we've got more listings on the market than we've had on the market in the last 5 years. So I've had a real estate license going on 8 years. The last 5 years, we've not had more than about 2,500 homes on the market. And right now we have a little over 4,000 homes on the market in the CSRA. And so that's kind of the...
And tell them again who just joined. The CSRA for us is the Central Savannah River area, right along Augusta, Georgia, Aiken, South Carolina, that kind of area. So we're in that little pocket. A lot of people know about the Masters tournament that's upcoming in April. So
we
the
got
national.
we got our flag here. I got my Masters hat
There we
here.
go. So that's what we're close to. We're right there on the state line. So we take care of both states. So that South Carolina and Georgia. So that's our pocket.
Yeah, and that's right. So Orange County. So a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo in Orange County just sold or selling for $530,000. That same thing here is like $250, half the price. I've got one on the market that may be going under contract next day or two. It's on the market for 253, and so same thing, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, garage, all that. So it's about half the price here in across the country in South
Yeah.
Carolina. But as you're joining in, like drop in the comments where you're joining from. And if you've got any questions for us to cover, any real estate questions for
Yeah.
us to cover tonight, I would love to do that too.
Or just
But
life questions, because I'm not going to answer real estate questions.
Hope can be your life coach,
I'll
but
just
I'm
be
your
your
real estate
Southern
guy.
friend.
I'm the real estate guy. Eat, sleep, and breathe real estate. I love real estate. I watch property tours on YouTube in my downtime. I mean, I love
It's
real
very
estate.
boring.
I love real estate.
Literally watch
Um,
property tours on YouTube that people do, like in Texas and Florida. I mean, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, like the first 5 of them are good, but I need a little bit of drama in my life.
Yeah. So,
A
but
little
anyways, Hope can be your life coach. She's
bit.
got
I'm
a
your
lot of
chaos coordinator.
yeah. She's got a lot of life experience, I guess. But that is kind of our market, our kind of real estate state of the market. Right now, we are sitting at right under 145 days on market, which is crazy because I sold real estate in 2020 and 2021 to where literally nothing here lasted more than 4 hours on the market. You are lucky if it was on the market 24 hours in the pandemic, COVID home real estate market. That was a wild market. We were literally writing offers on the hood of my truck after we'd see them. We're not in that market. So you've got 145 days. So COVID, you were 20 days to close, average days on market from contract to close. Now we're right under 145 from contract, from sign in the yard to close. And so what is that? That's like
I've already
four,
glossed
5
over.
months, 4.5 months,
I'm
right?
the mathematician.
So 5 months. I don't know.
Don't
Maybe
ask me.
almost 5 months. So that's a long time. But I will tell you, when I got into real estate before COVID and the pandemic, whenever I got into the real estate business, it was nothing to see a house on the market for 160 days. No one said anything about it. No one questioned, why is this house on the market so long? I thought that was normal. And then we went through the pandemic, and then things sold super quick. And then now, all of a sudden, post-pandemic, if a house is on the market for 30 days, the agents are calling us from their buyers asking questions going, why is this house on the market so long? And there's nothing wrong, but that's when we bought. You bought in 2020, sight unseen from Georgia. Yeah, you bought in Virginia. Yeah, so a lot of people were doing that. We were doing video tours every single day. People were buying houses sight unseen, and you're talking about making someone nervous.
Yeah.
I was so nervous doing that, making sure that I represented the house well, and I would go multiple times while we were in contract, like to video the house and make sure they saw everything that the inspection popped up or revealed. Like I went just over and over and over, making sure they knew what they were buying. And so far, everyone that bought sight unseen loved their house. So, but anyways, that is kind of the state of the market. Again, we are in a very kind of lower, medium priced area, home price. So our prices are around $280,000. I'd love to know what they are up there in Virginia. We established that California and South Carolina real estate is very, very different. We actually travel out to California a couple times a year, and I always love to look up real estate when I'm out there because I'm like, oh, this 1,900 square foot house, oh, that's probably 300,000. No,
Not to
it's
mention
1.2 million.
Not to mention that, like, typically when we go to California, we're there with people within his coaching group, and they're all real estate agents, and he's over here like selling 149 houses in a year or whatever. I mean,
194.
I'm sorry. I got
the
the numbers.
numbers
See,
backwards.
I'm not a numbers person.
So-
Anyway, but like they're selling a fraction of that and still bringing in
more commission
more
than we
commission
do.
and volume.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
he has to work, him and the team has
Yeah.
to work even harder than being in states where they're
just because of where we're
Yeah,
located.
that pocket.
Because
And
our
we're
median price is much lower than the
Yeah.
rest of the country. I kid all the time, like I need to move to Nashville or Dallas, Texas, or
Yeah.
California or Florida, and sell $23 million homes rather than selling
Mhm.
200,
Mhm.
$300,000 homes. And so, but just to give you some kind of reference, that 194 homes equals about $57 million of volume, which is not anything to, snub your nose at. It's something that we're very proud of. $57 million in closed volume. That's something we're extremely proud of, but a lot of people are able to do that with 20 homes in the different parts of the country. And so when I do tell them that I sold, or our team sold 194 homes, their mouth like hits the floor and they're like, "Do you ever sleep? Do you ever go home?" Like, not really.
No.
But I love it, and it's just what we are. I love the fast pace of it. I don't do well idle, but I think I'm in the right place to do. I don't know what it would be like to only sell 20 houses a year. Even if
I
it were,
can think of a lot of other things we would do with that time.
Yeah.
If we would just
but
polar opposite.
yeah, we're very opposite, but that's what makes us work. Been together 26 years. But that's it. So if we don't have any questions in the comments,
So what are some of the good things about being here in the CSRA, Central Savannah River
I will tell you,
area?
we have 4 seasons, and that's what a lot of people come here for. Is we do have a true spring, summer, winter, fall, and winter. Our seasons aren't very long. I will say summer is the longest season.
And I would say our winters aren't as true as some of the people that are on
Yeah,
this call.
I mean, some of them are caught
because
in the
we get
nor'easter.
snow and we shut down, and like it could be a couple inches of snow and none of us know how to drive in it, and so it just gets crazy. And so we had to go buy all the milk and bread, which I don't know how we're going to take care of that either. But we have a different pocket, but we do feel the temperatures of 4 seasons. I would agree with that.
I mean, like last night got 22 degrees. So, and that's rare. It's a couple of days a year. Normally in February, end of January, 1st of February, we'll get those cold temperatures. But in the summer, our summers do heat up. You'll get 90 degrees late May through end of September, possibly 1st of October. So we've got a long summer season. I love the summer. Hope hates the summer.
I really love the
It's
fall and the spring.
extremely humid. Yes, it is extremely humid in the summers here.
So hot. It's so hot, and it's like a humid hot, which is even worse. And so, yeah, I'd much rather.
I would love to be where they're at. The cool 78 degrees all year long. We love when we go out to California because the weather is so nice and it's low humidity the times that we're out there. But you do get a spring. So our spring is about to hit. You've got kind of March-ish, mid-March to mid-May is spring, and then you've got a short fall from sometime in October to November. But we do have true 4 seasons here. That is one of the things that I love.
Hey, Victoria has friends in Williston. Well,
How about
listen,
that?
my
Yeah.
boys were just on here, and they're actually working tonight at the
Williston Country Club.
So
Small world.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Oh, and Justice OC says it was 76 degrees today. I need a plane ticket ASAP to California.
It was so cold
It was like
yesterday. It was
never got
okay
over
today,
like 45
and
yesterday.
the wind was awful.
Yeah,
but
here
anyway,
it's
we
so
went
cold.
back to 4 seasons. We do represent 4 seasons. We are about 2.5 hours from the coast at any point. We're also about 2.5 hours to the mountains. We are very strong in medical around us, and there's industry around us as well.
I will say that's a positive
I say
because when we
too.
get a lot of relocation buyers to our area, number one question is how far is blank neighborhood to medical?
Right, like we have very strong medical systems. We have universities that have dental schools that have cancer centers in them, that have cardiac specialties in them. So we really do have Doctors Hospital is in our area too. It's the #1 burn center. in the country. So we have, or especially in the southeast. I don't know about country, but southeast for sure. So we have a lot of good pockets around here medically. We also have military bases as well. We have lakes, we have the river, we have downtown.
A lot of outdoor
lots of activity on
and
both sides of the river.
I'll tell you, like we have like three kind of major, not major cities, but downtown areas. We've got downtown Aiken,
Mm-hmm.
downtown North Augusta,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Well, so we actually have four. We have downtown Augusta, and then we have Evans.
then you
Columbia
have
County.
Columbia County down, Evans.
Mhm.
And I will say that all of them are going through a revitalization to
Awesome.
create the walking
Mhm.
experience downtown with shops and
Mhm.
restaurants and boutique hotels
Mhm.
and things like that. Hope and I both were born and
Mhm.
raised here. Like we've lived here our entire lives.
Well, actually, I was born in Charleston.
She's born in
Accidentally.
Charleston,
Accidentally, my
but
parents were on vacation. But I do have to throw that in. But yes, we literally raised here from the time, infant. He was born in the University Hospital in Augusta, Georgia. So we're from here.
Yep. Know all the ins and outs of
Yes.
here, and it is neat to see because our area has been kind of lagging behind the rest of the country
Mhm.
for a long time. And so it's been neat to see all of the things coming, not particularly the data centers.
We don't like that.
However, it's been neat to
Right.
see all the downtown areas growing, really neat restaurants, live music,
Mhm.
things to do in the evenings and all. And so that's
And of course, we have the Masters tournament, so
Yep.
that's a really big draw. Now, don't ask us for tickets because we're locals and we don't even get tickets.
yeah, no,
We
No.
have to join the lottery just like everybody else does. Now, there are people who have like tickets that they've been on a wait list for years and years and years. My mom is one of those. She gets those every year, but the rest of us, like, we have to be in the lottery. And 9 times out of 10, you all who are out of town are going to get a better shot at getting tickets to the Masters than we are as locals. And they'll tell you that's not true, but I'm just telling you that's true. It's
Yeah.
100% true.
yeah.
But everything shuts down that week. Houses get rented out.
Well, no, everything doesn't shut down.
Everything that shut down like in a bad way.
Right.
Shuts down, like everything's catered towards it.
Locals kind of
Mhm.
go away for the week.
Yeah.
A lot of people rent their houses out, which
Yeah.
is, hearing people from all out of town.
Well, you're right. So it doesn't shut down. It just goes different. Like
Yeah.
it becomes a golf hub.
Everything is centered
everything.
around the Masters, from
Regular
Aiken,
life
North
changes.
Augusta, and
Mhm.
Evans. Everything is centered around the Masters. I will say, like our schools are off that week.
Mhm.
It's
Like there's
it's
spring break.
it's
is
spring
centered
break
around it.
around this area because we get such an influx of people from all over the world
Mhm.
here for that 1 week, and so it's really neat to see Augusta take shape. Everything is beautiful and perfect around the town.
Yeah.
From Aiken to Augusta, and so the
No, I wish they
Masters
would
is
do
a
that all
really
the time, but they really pay extra attention then.
yeah.
And the restaurants are always good. I'm gonna tell you my favorite place, and it's not just because I grew up there. It's North Augusta, and a lot of
Mhm.
people will think, okay, well that's in Georgia, and it's
No,
not.
it's
So
in South Carolina.
it's actually in North Augusta. It's in South Carolina. All the rest of Augusta is in Georgia. It is literally my favorite pocket in the world because I went to school there. I graduated from there, but it's the community feel. It's still small. It's still quaint, but it's getting bigger. But it's still got that small town charm type feel. And we have a baseball stadium. We have downtown Riverwalk. We have neighborhoods that have restaurants in them that just like an old feel to them. There's a lot of different aspects to North Augusta, and I think it's one of the greatest places to live.
And North Augusta is
Personally.
growing.
Mhm.
I would say in our South Carolina business, we
Mhm.
probably sell 40% of our homes are in North Augusta. So a
Mhm.
large percentage of our homes are North Augusta on the South
Mhm.
Carolina side. That's where we're based out of.
Yeah.
We sell in Aiken, North Augusta, Williston, Augusta, Evans, but we're
Beaufort, South
based
Carolina, all over
in
the place.
North Augusta, and it is growing so much. Like the Hive is a big buzzword around our area. The Hive is a new development.
Mhm.
It's got restaurants, grocery stores, gas stations, hotels, along with apartments and townhomes and single family homes So it's going to be one of those communities right off of the interstate that is going to be an eat, work, play neighborhood.
Mhm.
You drive your golf cart from your house to go get something to eat.
And that is
Or
something that we've kind of entered, that's been become a norm lately too in the last, I would say, 10 years. The golf carts like on the side streets, like that's what I mean when I say quaint. It's still that quaint town. And most of the restaurants, especially in North Augusta, typically they're not really chain type things unless it's a fast food situation. For the most part, your sit down restaurants are small business owned. And that
mhm,
makes it even more special because
yeah,
we have so many different specialties. Joe and I are personally on a different kind of way of eating and living these days, and there's a lot of options in North Augusta that are truly farm to table, clean, organic, safe foods. In which those of you that are on here from California, y'all have that everywhere, and I like so covet that.
mhm,
We are getting it in North Augusta, and we have it, and it's really neat to see the
mhm,
community grow and
yeah.
evolve.
Yeah. And so we just really try to keep our finger on the pulse of what's
Mm-hmm.
happening. Just from being here, we hear a lot. And I always kid that if we're not friends, we're probably related some kind of way
I probably
because
really am.
we have a lot of family in the
Yes.
area. And so
Yeah.
it's fun to be in this area. But I do agree, like, says I love how a lot of manicured lawns have the lawnmower lines here, and
Yeah,
don't see
that's
a
a
lot of that
thing.
in California. You
Yeah.
see, we saw a lot of artificial turf when we
Mm-hmm.
were in California, around Byron, California is where we were. Um,
Discovery Bay.
Discovery Bay. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of those yards had like artificial turf. But yes, here in the South, people take
Yeah.
extreme pride in their grass lawnmower lines
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. And
Oh,
so,
you used to listen. I only cut the grass one time because you said my lines weren't straight.
see, I mean, there you go.
Works every
Proof
time.
right here. So,
Works every
but
time.
but
So,
yeah, and I would say that's probably a big part of it
mm-hmm.
um is in North Augusta. A lot of people take, especially in Hammond's Ferry
Air
and the
quality and
river and
crime
all
in
that.
Augusta. Air quality
Um,
and crime.
ho-
So, sorry, I'm answering questions.
I was just saying that, the pride of home ownership in like Hammond's Ferry and the River Club and
Mm-hmm.
River North and all that, you're gonna see those perfectly manicured lawns
Mm-hmm.
in those neighborhoods.
All right. So I'm going to be honest. He's not going to answer this. He's got to be careful with the real estate hat. I don't. So I'm going to tell air quality, it is what it is. I will say that Georgia is high on the allergen list. Like, that is what it is. But we grew up here. We know, like, we're used to that. So a lot of times we'll get out of the area and then, like, sinuses will clear up and that kind of thing. But that is something that I'm gonna be honest, we have industry, but as far as crime is concerned, that depends on where you're at.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna tell you we don't have it. I will tell you on the South Carolina side of things, especially like North Augusta, like Aiken, like we don't typically get put in the newspaper for very much. I mean, we do, we have our moments, but not a lot. But there are pockets in Augusta that do make the news on quite a few, you know.
Yeah. And
So,
I will tell you, when we have relocation buyers
mm-hmm.
coming in, they ask about crime. I tell them I have to be very careful talking
Yeah.
about crime, but I also say it's probably a lot like where you live.
Yeah, I think that's everywhere. I agree
It's
with that.
everywhere,
We have
and
pockets.
you got your good areas, you got your kind of mediocre areas, and
Mm-hmm.
you got your areas that we won't drive in,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of everywhere. Is everybody's got kind of their areas they're not going to drive through, and so there is crime literally everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's Augusta is no different. North Augusta is no different. Aiken is no different. And so it's that exact same thing. Is that it's just you got to kind of figure out where
Yeah.
you can go safely and where you need to stay out of.
And I always say I
Um,
think this is where I do come in handy because like there are things like I try to treat people like I would if they were my relatives or whatever. And so sometimes I feel like I can answer things you
yeah.
can't really
And then the air
answer.
quality is
So,
fine. The air quality is fine. We
yeah.
do every now and then, like you'll get an alert, like it's bad air quality day or
But it's
whatever.
not
But
like
it's
not in like places like other places where like smog and things
right.
like
No,
we
we
don't
don't
have
have
that.
that.
We don't.
Mm-mm.
Ours is more allergens like from like pollen or plant like air, that kind of stuff. So our pollen counts can be a little bit higher. See what's our next
We've been
question?
here for a month and a half in Aiken and love it. Closing with Joe on Monday. I know who.
Yay!
Yes. So,
Oh,
as someone new, we highly recommend the area. That's right. So,
yes.
Bob and Patty
Hey.
actually found us on YouTube
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
called in, and then we'll get them in their brand new house.
Yes.
But I kept telling them, prime
Mm-hmm.
example, you'll love the area.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did, they came in, they spent a few days here, and we went on kind of tour, and Sherry showed them around a lot and all that. And so,
They're gonna love Aiken.
hmm
Y'all are gonna love
yeah,
downtown Aiken. Which that's something we didn't talk about. What is Aiken known for? Horse country, horse country, horse country.
polo, a lot of
A
polo,
lot,
a
yes,
lot of horses, like it's
yes.
catered around horses.
Like big, beautiful old homes that have like barns in the backyard. It's so common to just like drive down the road and see horses. People own horses. Like it's the
But a
coolest
common
thing.
misconception is you
Mhm.
don't have to be into horses to
No.
come to Aiken, is what, I
Yes,
recently told
that's
a
true.
buyer. They were thinking, oh, do I have to buy horses? Do I have to have
Yes.
horses? No, you don't have to have horses to be in Aiken.
No, you don't,
And
but it
so
is a cool thing to experience.
it is cool to see the horses going down the road,
Yes.
like downtown Aiken. It's very cool.
There's
And
some hotels and restaurants that literally have spots that you can tie your
horses
horses
up to, and
while
then
you're.
go in and
It's
eat
so
dinner
cool.
or whatever. And a lot of polo,
Mhm.
steeplechase,
Yeah.
stuff like that in Aiken.
It's
You got a lot of
beautiful.
horse statues all through downtown
There's a lot of history
Aiken.
there too that goes back like hundreds of years. So it's really cool. It's a neat place to live and experience.
Yeah.
And so, and I mean, we live in Aiken, the outskirts of Aiken. We don't
Yeah.
have horses anymore,
Yeah,
but we have it.
yeah,
We have throughout. If you want a horse, you can get one. If you don't want one, that's fine too.
yeah,
But that's a cool thing about it.
yeah. So Aiken is kind of known for that. Really, like the
Like,
way I try to explain it to people is the front porch, sweet tea sipping
yeah, I would agree with that.
afternoon, kind of like a laid back town.
Mm-hmm.
It's a town, it's a city, but it still has that kind of just
Yeah.
a little bit slower pace. And a lot of people move here to Aiken because they want that little bit of slower pace.
Yes, Victoria, there is barrel racing. In
Mhm.
fact, we have what we call the hippodrome.
Yep.
So there's in our little pocket where we live in Aiken, it's a big pocket for barrel racing. So there's a lot of people who go out to the country part, and yes, we do.
Yeah.
It's a big thing out
Yeah,
here.
big thing of
Mhm.
and where we live, we've got a lot of horse
Mhm.
farms around us, and so it's
Yeah,
kind of cool.
it is
It's cool.
neat.
I'm not a horse person, but I can talk about horses all day long about, with someone. Hope loves them,
Mhm.
but Aiken is that kind of just. But if you have kids, it's completely good for kids to
Yeah.
be in Aiken.
Mhm.
Aiken is growing. Like
Mhm.
I love what they did kind of out in South Aiken. They tore down the old Aiken Mall. Like these big, huge malls,
Mhm. Indoor malls.
indoor malls. They tore it down, and then they built kind of like an outdoor mall with some apartments and
Mhm.
restaurants and shopping and all that.
And
And
North
so,
Augusta has that too, but like that's the feel that it has, like outdoor walk around, like shopping, just
hmm
quaint,
hmm
cute places
yeah,
that you're not going to see everywhere you go.
because our weather is good for most of the year,
Hmm.
I think that's why it's going towards all the outdoor shopping and encouraging people to go to the restaurant, sit outside to eat, and
Hmm.
go to the rooftop bars and stuff like that. And so it's really cool to see from people that have lived here all their
Hmm.
lives. It's really cool to see the progress of these different
Yeah.
cities and we visit all of them pretty equally. We
Hmm.
don't just go to Aiken because our address is Aiken.
Hmm.
We hang out in North Augusta primarily.
Honestly, I feel like we spend more time in North Augusta.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah.
then we go to Evans quite often and
Hmm.
Augusta, and so it's easy to get around. Like
Hmm.
you can get from Aiken to Evans in probably 35 to 40 minutes,
Hmm.
depending on where you want to go.
Yeah.
And so to get and go through Aiken, North Augusta, Augusta to Evans, like 4 major towns, It's not that far.
Mm-mm.
And then anything that you could ever think of would be along the way.
And we're like an hour from the state capital of South Carolina, Columbia. We're two and a
Hmm.
half hours from the state capital, Atlanta, of Georgia. And so, like, we're in a good little
A little
centrally
over 2 hours to
located.
the beach,
Yeah.
2.5 hours to the mountains. Like where we're located in the
Mm-hmm.
CSRA is so easy to
To
get
go.
to really wherever you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And people have asked me, would I ever choose to move somewhere else? And I tell them no. Like we live in the most perfect
Mm-hmm.
location. Um,
I
North
agree with that.
Augusta, South Carolina, Aiken County versus Edgefield County. General opinion. Um, we live in Aiken County. I love Edgefield County.
He
That's
wants to,
I want
if
to.
we moved,
I would want to move to Edgefield
Edgefield County,
County.
but only because land is like
Land is
he wants
beautiful,
land.
rolling land, and I love
See,
the
I love where we're at.
look of Edgefield County land. My whole family is from Edgefield, on my mom's side, and so I've got some roots in Edgefield, and so that's why I would personally go to Edgefield County, but we live in Aiken County. I probably did not answer your question at all, Sweet Lou, but
So-
that's kind of our opinion on it.
I mean, I love both of them. I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like Edgefield, the town of Edgefield alone, it has the cutest old world town, like the cutest little town.
Town square,
The town
like a literal
square.
town
Like,
square.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
You
And
got shops and some really,
Yes.
like some of our most favorite restaurants are
Yes.
there, and we don't get up there often enough,
Yeah.
but when we go, we want to go there.
And I feel like it's going to be more agricultural,
Yeah.
agricultural
Yeah.
based. Not that there's not pockets of neighborhoods. I'm not, but peach farms and all kinds of things like that. Aiken County is going to be a bit more. I don't want to
Hustle
say
and bustle.
right. Yeah, I don't want to say commercial because we live in the country ourselves, but there's larger pockets of hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
So I really think it's whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah. But I will tell you, like Edgefield is going through some revitalization as
Yeah.
well. I just kind of I shared some stuff about the old hotel they are going through a renovation that's going to have a restaurant or two, a speakeasy in it, 24 boutique hotel rooms. And so our whole entire area, I will tell you, the CSRA in general is going through a revitalization and kind of like an update to kind of catch up with the rest of the country.
They said they picked
Heritage
Heritage Place
Place.
because they got the best
of both worlds.
And I would agree with that
Yes.
100%. You're in the middle of all of it. You
Close
can
enough
go.
to everything that you need, but far enough away from people.
The older I get, the less I like to people, y'all. And I'm like, here's the thing.
We are people. We love
butterfly.
people.
I love
Yeah.
people.
Mhm.
But then the older I get, the quicker I want to leave that, people-ish thing and then come back to my house. And
Can
just, like,
anybody on here relate to that? Like,
just
I'll be
get
at the
back.
house. I'll be at the house if y'all need me.
And you used to be like that all the time.
I know.
And you've become more people-y.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
kind of
I
reversed.
love people.
I feel like I don't like to people
Yes.
as much as you do. But listen, Victoria, when you get ready to retire and move back down this way, you let us know. We'll be
I would
happy to
love
help
to
you.
talk to you and kind of show
Yeah.
you the areas and all that. And
Williston, the actual city town, Williston is about, from our house, it may be about
30
35
minutes.
35
yeah.
minutes.
Mhm.
And our son goes there all the time.
Yeah.
His friends and family, they have the country, so he works out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
So-
a pretty place.
We love the area that we're at. Like love it. A lot of people just live in certain places, but we truly love our area and we want to see our area grow in the right direction.
Yeah. I don't want
Um,
to go crazy.
and we want to be an ambassador for our area to grow in the right direction.
Right.
And so, we truly, I found Joe from YouTube. How about that? Awesome.
Yay, Perfect.
But, anyways,
look, all them YouTubes are paying off, Joe.
those YouTubes. That's like a job in itself. So Victoria, thank you for that. I needed to hear that.
Listen, when I start doing budget cuts, sometimes I start wanting to take things
And
off the budget.
Bob and Patty came from YouTube.
I'm
So
like, we can trim the budget here. And he's like, no, we can't do
I've got to
that.
keep my YouTube stuff
No,
up.
I'm not saying we're doing that. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying there's times. There's
Yeah.
times that I'm like, can we trim here? And he's like, oh no. Well, thank y'all. Just verified that.
Yeah.
It always happens. Though.
Oh, Sweet Lou, Sweet Lou, Sweet Lou. Grovetown, is it too congested? I'm gonna let Hope speak to that.
I feel like when I was a teenager, it was much more rural, much more like it had its pockets again. I personally feel like it has exploded, and I feel like I don't want to go. Like, I'm sorry. I know that sounds bad. Joe can't say that.
If there's a specialty thing that you need to go get, like
I will.
we will go to
But I
Grovetown
will
and
be very strategic as to what time I go, and I make sure I'm not in
we
traffic.
won't go on like rush hour.
Yeah.
We won't go on Fridays or Saturdays.
But if you love that kind of thing and it doesn't bother you,
It may
that's
be.
fine. But
And I will tell you, like there are parts that are called Grovetown that are not in the hustle and bustle.
no.
Like near Fort Gordon, there are some addresses out there called Grovetown, but they're kind of more rural. I have the hardest time saying that
Rural.
word,
I guess I do too.
but
Country.
So you're more out in the country.
More in the country.
And so it depends on where at in Grovetown, Sweet Lou.
But I would say it has gotten very much so. Like when people think the Grovetown, they're thinking right off the exit.
Right off the exit. And I will tell you, there's a good bit of controversy going on in Grovetown right now because they're wanting to put several huge data centers in Grovetown, and so there's a lot of residents up in arms about that, and so yeah, I mean, Sweet Lou, if you have any questions about the area or anything like that, I'd love to talk to you offline at any point.
I think if you're looking for like still the closeness of being in the city, but you want that country life, there are other places to move besides Grovetown.
Yeah.
In that area,
Yeah.
other towns that you could move to, and maybe your taxes and stuff like that won't be as much either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
The things I get to say, the things you
I'm
don't
like
get to
I'm
say.
like sitting on the edge of my chair about like what she's about to say, but we love the area. Really and truly, there's not. We love our area. And so if y'all have any questions, this has been fun. We've gone about 40 minutes, and so I was only thinking like 15 to 20 minutes, but that's typical for us to have kind of like a time and then go even more. But
You always do that.
I got a lot of words, y'all. I got a lot of words to say. So.
We had this friend one time. I got to tell y'all this story. We had this friend one time. We went on this trip, and apparently I had a lot of words, and I will never forget it. Wilson was like, "You got a lot of words, don't you?" This was towards the end of the trip, and I was like, "Oh, I don't need to say anything ever again." Now it's Joe.
Yeah,
Joe has
I got a lot of words, but
words.
if y'all have any questions about the state of the real
Yes.
estate market in the CSRA, again, that is Augusta, Evans, North Augusta, Aiken. If you've got any questions about the real estate market here,
Yes.
is it the right time to sell? Is it the right time to move and relocate here? I'm more than happy to.
And if you are in a different area and you need to find a good real estate agent, Joe networks.
I have a
with
network of
lot.
agents. We've got over 1,400 agents in my network that are in this coaching platform. And when I tell you this is a coaching platform on steroids, like you are going to get the best of the best agent. So if you have questions, if you're in Dallas, Texas, or Orange County and you need a real estate agent, I know someone very close to you that
works like
has
we do.
has the same values and wants the same outcome for you.
Yeah.
Because this is just not like we truly do this to impact people's lives.
Right.
This is not just I'm not a transactional person at all. It's very relational. It's very making sure that you get the right thing that you're looking for. And if we need to look at 100 different houses, we'll look at 100 houses And so,
We did
you
that
know,
one time. We looked at
we looked at
38
a lot.
houses for a customer 2.5 hours from where we live.
Yes, and I appreciate you saying that, Bob.
Yes,
He
yes.
said, Joe will make your state to state move as easy as possible.
Aw,
And that's what we strive to do, is just,
yes. I
we
hope I
want to
get to
take
meet
on the speed bumps and all the stuff going on
Mhm.
behind the scenes. That way you just get to show up
Yeah.
to closing and
Mhm.
have a beautiful new home. And, but
I
we
hope
just,
I get to meet them
yeah.
since I'm your
So
chauffeur right
we're
now.
closing on Monday, so Hope will be there, Bob. So
Perfect.
she's my chauffeur right now, and so she's driving me around. So we'll see you and Patty on Monday since Sherry's out of town. But
Yeah.
anyways, we've enjoyed this tonight,
Yes.
guys. Looking forward to doing our next one. Have no idea when that's going to be.
I don't either. And now we have to teach ourselves how to end the lives because
Yeah.
neither one of us has done this on either platform yet.
Yeah. So moving from Montana and looking to Aiken. Well,
Come on.
Dale Dog 1129, get in touch with me.
Yes.
We have both grown up here.
Mhm.
We know the area. I've been here
Mhm.
46 years. And so we know the ins and outs. We know the pockets, and about to be 47 in about a week or so. About a week. Be 47, but
Less
been
than
here
a
my
week.
whole life, and moving from Montana. So I've got some other people moving from Montana here.
Yes.
How cool. Get in touch with me, because
Yeah.
we're going to end this, but very cool to do this, and we're looking forward to doing
Diversity.
another one. We're very diverse here.
We are.
We're very diverse. I mean, you see just about every culture here. So every education level, every income level,
I will say one thing I do really love about our area is I don't feel like we're very political. I feel like we're still deep enough in the South where like there's just a few things you don't talk about in like in mixed company, and that's like a lot to do with politics. I don't feel like we're so in your face. Now that doesn't mean social media might not be a different way, but we don't have a lot of
I will tell you this: we've not been on the news for riots or anything.
right.
So
Like we
that's
don't
kind of
we
where we're
kind of
at.
mind
Stay
our
in our lane.
business, work, keep our
Mhm.
heads down,
Yeah.
get our stuff done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what
I would say that. Yeah.
We don't, you don't typically see big things come out of here.
Not too much. Anyways, we've so enjoyed spending a little bit of time with y'all this Tuesday night. If y'all have any real estate questions, just DM me. I would love to talk more about it offline, and we'll be back probably in another day or two. And
Who said a day or two?
me.
Oh God.
So,
Okay.
anyways, we've enjoyed it. We hope y'all have a good evening.
Yes. Now let's see if I can end this thing. I don't. End now. There's that one. Okay. Let's go now. Let's go in. I don't know where to
I
do
don't
it.
know where to end. Maybe X.
Oh, maybe X. That's it. Let's see. Okay. Perfect.